Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm doing good. What about yourself?
I'm fine. Good and healthy.
Yeah. Sama.
Ya. Oke, semua pemirsa DAP ya, hari ini spesial banget ada Miss Kayla di sebelah saya. Beliau ini adalah wakil ketua konjen, begitu ya? Ya, wakil ketua konjen di Surabaya, begitu ya. Oke. And beliau datang ke sini untuk ngobrol-ngobrol sama kita. Dan kira-kira apa aja yang bakalan diobrolin? Kelihatan seru banget orangnya. Jadi langsung aja kita tanya-tanya seputar musik kesukaannya Miss Kayla. Oke, Miss Kayla, I want to know what music you like.
Well, thank you for having me here today. As the Deputy Public Affairs Officer, so Wakil Pejabat Humas untuk Consulate General Amerika Serikat, it's always a pleasure to really get into music diplomacy. So I listen to music all the time from all genres. Since moving to Indonesia, I think what I love the most is just Indonesian jazz.
Indonesian jazz?
Yeah,
okay.
And learning about some of the legends that even came here from Surabaya, like Bubi Chen.
Oh, Bubi Chen.
Yeah.
Oke, jadi sebagai seorang humas di Konjen, beliau ini harus mendengarkan berbagai macam musik juga tentunya. Dan yang paling disenangi adalah Indonesian Jazz, jadi musik jazz di Indonesia. Oh, salah satu nama yang tadi sudah disebutin ada Bubi Chen. Wow. Okay, so maybe you can tell us about how you were first assigned to Indonesia, especially in Surabaya.
Yeah, so for U.S. diplomats, when we enter what is known as our foreign service, what we do, we receive a list, and it's a list of available positions and countries where we can go. For my list, I ranked all of the jobs in Indonesia at my high. So for me, that was jobs in Jakarta and jobs in Surabaya. And I was placed here in Surabaya, and I was so excited. We share that as a day known as Flag Day, where U.S. diplomats walk up to the stage and receive the flag of the country they will represent, and they learn about their upcoming assignment. So when I got my flag, it was, I think, August 4th, a Friday in 2023. I was wearing a white dress, and I received my red and white Indonesia flag, which was perfect. And I remember I got it and I was waving it because I was so happy and proud to know that I would be representing the United States in a wonderful country that reminds me of home.
You say Indonesia like your country, like your home?
Yes. Both of our countries value diversity, democracy, prosperity. And when you look at the United States, you see so many faces that make up the United States, like you see in Indonesia. You know, one of my friends in graduate school, Josephine. Hi, Josephine.
Hey.
She's from Jakarta, and she's here in Jakarta, and we did graduate school together at Johns Hopkins University in Washington, D.C., and she shared so many stories about Indonesia with me, especially about living in Jakarta. And one thing that made me feel really confident about choosing Indonesia as my first job is that there are certain parallels. Like, Indonesians know how to cook. Y'all cook amazing food. And I'm from the American South, where we're used to just eating good food. She shared with me certain customs and cultures that would be of interest to me. And learning more about Indonesia from her and just having her as a great friend during grad school, I knew that I would thrive and grow, not just as a diplomat, but as a person if I came to Indonesia. There's so much I can learn. There's so much the United States can learn from Indonesia. And I wanted to do that in my first assignment.
Okay, I'm surprised because when you say you know Jakarta from your friend Josephine, almost foreigner know Indonesia is Bali. Bali. But you exciting with other daerah di place in Indonesia, Jakarta, Surabaya. Okay.
And don't get me wrong, Bali is a highlight. However, there are other places you can visit. I recently, last week, was in Makassar. I saw the most beautiful sunset. The most beautiful sunset. Yogyakarta for its history. Solo for the arts. There are so many things that you can gain. And, you know, for me, this isn't my first time living in an archipelago nation like Indonesia. I once did a brief assignment in the Bahamas, another archipelago nation. And I didn't get the pleasure of traveling to all of the different islands, but while I'm here in Indonesia, that's what I hope to do, not just for work, but for fun. There's so much to learn, and there's so much outside of Bali that I think any foreigner should take the time to see.
Okay, thank you. And next, how do you see the development of music in the world today?
You know, music is like any form of art that people are always contributing to it. So every year you see new artists rise, new genres blending together. So music will always continue to expand because it's a reflection of just our humanity. Regardless of where you are, music cuts past borders. And it's something that, you know, the United States continues to use as an agent of diplomacy. So for me, as the Wakil Pejabat Humas, a lot of what I want to do is help promote cultural diplomacy, diplomacy budaya, diplomacy music, because I feel like those are the ways that we can reflect on our shared goals and values and just how similar we all are, regardless of what we might think like separates us. We're all more similar than we think. And I think music is that great bridge that brings us all together.
Ya, jadi musik bisa menjembatani semuanya begitu ya. Oke, so sebelum tadi kita mulai syuting acara ini, Miss Kayla sempat cerita bahwa dia suka sama Samuel, serba-serbi cinta kalau nggak salah. Honestly, aku nggak tahu Samuel siapa, baru-baru malah justru tahu dari Miss Kayla. So, can you explain why you love Samuel?
So, you know, when I first heard his song, I was just like, this is beautiful. I'm still learning Bahasa Indonesia, so I think I understood most of the lyrics, but it felt like a love song, and it felt really rich. And I love the melodies. I love the tenor in his voice. And it reminded me of songs that I listen to on my own. So one of my favorite genres stateside is R&B, rhythms and blues. And a lot of the singers, they have such a rich voice. And you may not understand what they're talking about topic-wise, but just listening to them, the sound just carries you to another dimension. And it evokes such raw emotion, and that's what Samuel did for me. So I hope to see him in concert one day, maybe if he comes to Surabaya. But he was phenomenal. Yes.
You like it. So, if you like Samuel, like lagu-lagunya gitu ya, suka sama songnya gitu, and apa pernah mencoba untuk menyanyikannya? Have you sang the song? Yeah.
I'm going to say this now, everyone. I cannot sing. I'm an artist at heart, but I cannot sing. I repeat, I cannot sing. So I won't do that to the listeners today. But my art of talent is playing the flute. So I play the flute. I'm classically trained. The instrument, and I can play the normal flute, so flute biasa. I can do the alto flute, the bass flute, piccolo. I haven't tried bamboo yet. I haven't played a bamboo flute. My mother, she used to play the flute, and she taught me, so I carry it on. Yeah.
I guess someday Miss Kayla will sing some song maybe, yeah. Next time, okay? Yeah, because when I see you, I feel like see Beyonce here. Yeah. I'm a survivor.
Well, I dedicate this dress I'm wearing to Beyonce. This is giving Destiny's Child 2003 from the I Am Survivor video. So I take the compliment, I do.
Okay. So, music and culture can be said to have a strong relationship. What do you think?
I think so. I think when you think about global relations, at the core of those conversations is people. And what typically brings people together? The arts. Yeah. So at the core of what the United States has done in our continued partnership with Indonesia is look at avenues of shared collaboration. And that's through different arts programs. For the United States, we have an Arts Envoy program, we have the Ambassador Music Abroad program, and most recently we announced from the Department of State a new partnership between the Department of State and YouTube to have more music ambassadors from the United States go out to different countries and use music as the tool to further connect nations together. So we've always invested in the arts. Even for me, I would like to think a personification of that investment. When I was in high school, I went to a performing arts school in Atlanta, Georgia. The name of it is DeKalb School of the Arts. And there I majored in music, I minored in writing, and that investment in me shaped how I conduct diplomacy. Because, for me, I like to leverage the intersections of storytelling, cultural diplomacy, and technology to further global interconnectedness, but more specifically, further the United States' ties here in Eastern Indonesia. So I really do think at the core of what we continue to do, we're always finding new ways to further those innovative relations that we have. And I think music is a strong one.
Yeah. Like you said that you like Samuel when Samuel is from Indonesia, and with his song you just can menerima message-nya dari lagunya begitu lah ya.
Yeah, you could just feel something, and I think that's the beauty of music. Since the 1960s in the United States, we've always sent artists out who are able to invoke those feelings in different audiences. And I think when you put politics aside and put messaging aside and you just listen to music, there's something about music that's a different type of message. It's a universal language that brings a sense of calmness and warmth, and just a reminder that, we all feel these different things. I'm a big fan of the movie Inside Out. And it's still out in theaters, I think. And it talks about feelings. And for me, I think music is the greatest tool to invoke feelings and remind people that at the core, we are all human. We're all navigating different challenges and complexities. But if we take a second to listen, something that music does, music allows people to pause from talking and to just embrace what they're hearing. Cutting past all of the chaos, all of the noise, it allows you to be calm and listen.
Okay, now if you look at the development of Indonesian American cooperation in the field of culture, what do you think?
I think in this 75th year of our ties, we're seeing now more than ever how the arts plays a crucial role in those developments, and not just the arts, but different programmings. So for me, at the Consulate General, a lot of our programming is not just, cultural diplomacy, it's also educational. When we think about the YSEALI applications and Fulbright and IDLP, we're always looking at different avenues to increase opportunities to have folks from Indonesia come to the United States, whether it be for study, whether it be for opportunities to learn more about the United States. But we do that through cultural and educational programming. And I think, this year we have done quite a few interviews, my team and I, from the YSEALI interviews. Yesterday I was doing a Fulbright panel. So we're always thinking about how can we further these ties, and through educational cultural ties we can do that, and we've demonstrated it, especially.
Okay, next, ada pertanyaan begini nih. Many people say that a musical and cultural approach will bring one nation closer to another. Is it true?
I think we're all still finding out. But thus far, I think we have true interconnectedness between the United States and Indonesia. I think the beauty of music and the beauty of those cultural programs is that it gives us all an opportunity to listen. And instead of trying to push policy agendas, we're listening to, what does this mean to you? When I listen to songs by Indonesian artists, I'm still, listening, and I'm trying to figure things out in the context of Bahasa, but it gives me a chance to just focus on the message, not my own messaging, which is a difference. And I think music has allowed for the United States to listen more to Indonesia, and I think music has allowed Indonesians to also listen to what is coming from the United States. And in that time of listening, that's when people are able to think and collaborate and say, I heard this message. This is really cool. How can I collaborate with so-and-so? Or this is really interesting. I want to contribute to this genre. So I think it's truly the great equalizer that has furthered our relations. And of course, we continue to further relations with Indonesia through other facets, whether it's economic, whether it's political, military. But on the cultural side, I think music, the arts, education is truly something that we should continue to focus on. There's something there that we value, both our countries, and I look forward to continuing to propel it now and forever.
Now and forever. And I think America is open relationship for music because, like we know, many musicians from Korea Selatan, apa itu Selatan bahasa?
South.
Aku lupa.
You're good. I got you.
Ya, Korea Selatan ya, like a Jungkook ya,
Yeah.
Collaboration with who the name John, no, not John Mayer, siapa tuh? John, oh my god, oh my god, I forgot it. Ada tuh collaboration. Okay. I think America is very very open relationship in the music relationship gitu loh. Jadi contohnya ya Korea Selatan itu tadi. You got it?
I got you.
Okay.
I'll say this. I'm always keen on listening to American artists who collaborate with artists outside of the United States.
Yeah.
Most recently, though this is not an Indonesian collaboration yet, Megan Thee Stallion just collaborated with a rapper in Japan.
Okay.
So we see these international collaborations, and what they do, they further those ties, So I'm hoping that we can see an increase in US Indonesian singer-songwriter collaborations because I would love to listen to those types of ballads. And who knows, they might be coming soon.
So far, I know Agnes Monica saja yang pergi ke luar negeri ya, go to the America. You know Agnes Monica?
Balloon.
From Indonesia. She is a singer from Indonesia, from she child, yeah, and now she going out to America.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Pernah kerjasama dengan rapper siapa gitu? I forgot it. Oh my god.
Tidak apa-apa.
Okay. In America, what is the pattern of providing education through music and culture?
Well, that happens in different ways, and it depends on which schools you go to. From the K through 12 standpoint, you could do what I did, where you go to performing arts high school. There are quite a few scattered around the United States. And part two could be just general music education in schools. When I was in elementary school, SD for me, I learned, I think, basic music theory on the recorder. I'm not sure if this is still happening, and I might be dating myself, but the whole point that the United States has invested in our curriculum is to make sure that students leave elementary, middle, and high school as well-rounded citizens. And a part of that is having an understanding and hopefully an appreciation for the arts. When it comes to culture, that's embedded in our courses on history, whether it is state history, federal history, or world history. So we're always making sure that students who go through the U.S. education system, K through 12, undergraduate, graduate, they're always having some courses that deal with arts appreciation and culture and history.
Jadi kayak wajib gitu ya, harus ada gitunya ya, ada artnya, ada musiknya gitu ya. Okay. So, seeing music in general is enjoyed by many people, even children. Do you agree that music can be a method of early education for a child?
I would have to defer to the professionals who might be looking at that research-wise, but, music shaped my life. It really did. I came from a family that loves and appreciates music. My father He loves music. He can't sing, but he always sings. My mother taught me how to play the flute. My brother played the clarinet and the trumpet. My sister played the oboe. So I was raised in a household that appreciated music and how it can just further enrich your mind. I really do think the arts play a role to just expanding your interest and opening your eyes to different things. But I would have to defer to any experts who might be looking at that per your question.
Okay. Yeah. It is often discussed that music is a means of humanity. What do you think?
It's a reflection of humanity for sure. And it's also a reflection of what's going on in people's current environment. I think, art can represent political statements. We've seen it in artwork, we've seen it in photography, we've seen it in poetry, we've seen it in music. Art allows people to express what words may not always be able to capture. So a political speech or a statement may not hold the same amount of emotion that a song could or a ballad could. I think music and just the arts writ large allows people to leave their statement and allow their personal and political views to reflect in something that is artistic and dynamic.
Okay. And all people around the world desire a voice for peace and how to creating peace. Are you sure that music can bring peace to the countries in conflict?
I think music reminds us all that there are things about this human experience that we all share. Music and culture is one of them. And if we all continue to listen to each other and appreciate the music and the culture that was created on the home front or elsewhere, I think it allows for people to have a desire to listen and to problem solve how to change certain events that are happening and unfolding.
Okay. Nah, okay, the last question. What is your impression of public radio, RRI, Radio Republik Indonesia, always advocates peace?
May you repeat the question?
Huh?
Bolehkah Anda ulangi pertanyaan Anda?
What is your impression of public radio?
Oh, I'm a lover of public radio. I grew up listening to the National Public Radio Broadcasting System in the States, so NPR for short. Since moving to Indonesia, I've listened to RRI, SUARA Surabaya. I've read things from Jawa Post. I've always been attuned to different avenues of broadcast because I want to know what's going on. I want to know what people are thinking, what people are reporting on, what people are listening to. And, I wouldn't be a good guest in Indonesia if I wasn't listening to what other people are listening to. So it's been a pleasure to hear the programming coming out of our RRI and other platforms that I listen to.
Yeah, RRI, Radio Republik Indonesia.
Radio Republik Indonesia.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, thank you for coming. Thank you for give us memberikan pandangan seorang Miss Kayla about music. Thank you so much.
Terima kasih banyak.
Sama-sama, you're welcome. Oke, semuanya terima kasih. Ini adalah episode terdetek saya ya. Ya, ternervous ya. So, thank you. See you in next agenda ya. Oke, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Oke. Sampai ketemu lagi ya, teman-teman semuanya. Bye.